Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the Ordeals of Livistio, Session 9. Oh my goodness, guys. We've had 9 sessions together? What is going on, facilitators?
We just love hanging out.
Yeah.
We like facilitating.
What's your favorite
Well, I mean,
part
we
of
play once a
facilitating?
week. And it's been 9 weeks, so.
Thanks,
Not much.
Dickie. Just pointing out the obvious there, just a little bit.
Well, you asked what's going on. Like, that is what is going. That's why we've had 9 sessions.
You got
You seem
me.
confused, so.
I am confused constantly. Jeff, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing good. It's good to be back.
I'm back.
It's great to have you back.
How's the adventure?
Was that?
He was at another barbecue.
He
Yeah.
was in a barbecue at 2 a.m. in real life.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You don't do that? That's weird.
That's not your thing?
Bonfire.
Oof. Red, how's it going for you?
Got cheese.
You're just chowing down on some mozzarella. Just
Yeah.
shove it one strand at a time. Diggy, how are you?
I beat up 100 kids in Minecraft. It was great.
In Minecraft. Okay. Yeah.
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft, yeah.
I don't
real
think
life,
it's
like
Yeah.
the joke either of in Minecraft. Like, you know, when you say, "Oh yeah, I'm not actually."
I
gonna make
leaked.
that
I leaked
comment.
confidential documents in Minecraft. Don't worry.
Exactly. Greg, how about you, man? How are you?
I haven't changed much. Working hard. There's a week left of tax season, which is either a blessing or a curse, depending on whether or not you have to get stuff done.
Which is it for
Do
you?
your taxes, folks.
People keep telling me, like, oh, aren't you excited? There's only, like, 8 days left. There's 10 days left. Do you have a countdown? And I'm like, oh my god, I have no time and so much to do.
Well, thank you for making some time out of your busy weekend for me. Just for me. None of these people. That's
Yeah.
what...
Yeah, no one else. I'm only here for John, clearly.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
That's a tyrant point.
Snefru will be here in just a bit, but we decided to go without him. Well, I did. I made that executive decision. I'm the Tyrant Red, not Greg. It's me now. I'm the madman.
You're right there, buddy.
No, I'm losing it. Diggy, have you done the recap?
What?
Who did the recap last time?
Well, we
It was
kind of
collective
all
effort.
did.
Oh,
but it was
right. It was
very
a
bad.
massive shit show. Okay.
Yeah.
So who wants-
Yeah.
Who wants
You can
to
do it again if you'd like.
volunteer to do the recap this time?
I thought we did pretty great last time. I think that was pretty good.
All right, let's start with Jeff then. Jeff, what happened last session?
The ball, yeah, and war.
Boy.
Start saying buzzwords and we'll clue you in if you're
Yeah.
Yeah.
dead.
Poison.
Yeah!
Oh!
Size them.
All right, now that the meme of ostracizing the guy who wasn't here last time is done, who actually wants to do the recap, knowing that
I wasn't
50
here
whole
for the
experience
first-
point. Ooh?
I wasn't here for the first hour of the show, but perhaps someone could fill me in before that, what happened. But as far as I can tell, before Glynis arrived at the party and made his grand entrance, there was a cheese thief that needed finding, as our tables were loaded down with Gouda and feta and blue cheeses and roqueforts of various qualities, but they were all gone by the time Glynis got there, and he doesn't know how this happened. But more importantly,
I don't think there is a cheese thief.
we had Dizem is very sure there is no cheese thief, but
How can
everyone
it be
else seems to believe
stealing?
there is.
This isn't him. But how can he steal like those free?
Oh.
There seemed to be an infiltrator amongst the servants that Glynis was unaware of. Their exact name and proximity to the throne are unknown as well. But they managed to find some... They managed to find some rumors going around town. It seems that there is talk of a young upstart baron that wants to go beat up Weimark. And the nobles think this is a dumb idea. They think Weimark's gonna mop the floor with this poor chap. But you know, there's something to be said about marshaling troops in the southern border. There also was apparently some aborted dancing that tried to happen with Lady Marsul from the Countess Tafina. I'm not exactly sure how that went down. But it came back around. But of course, the ball really started when Glennis arrived, making his grand entrance, toasting the gathered nobles and countrymen, telling them how great he is, and of course they are. He reintroduced himself to Pneumolia to, save face in front of Father. But as this was wrapping up, a couple of strangers entered the party. One, Vidar and Alyssa Felveg, I believe, is their last name, the Prince and Princess of Niord. This was scandalous, as they weren't necessarily believed to be coming by the rest of the Livistonians. Vidor, of course, a large, imposing half-orc with tremendous strength, and Alyssa, the demure princess, with a large boule scale amulet that drew attention. Glennis jumped at the opportunity to go talk with them, as he had some plans of his own, and tried to usher them up to the front of the stage to assuage the oohs and ahs from the crowd. But Vidar and Alyssa had other plans, requesting a private meeting. So, taking with me the trusty gnome Sneferu for his unquestioned guidance in matters political, I brought them to the Chamber of Judgment, where we began discussing some pressing matters to the throne. It turns out Vidar and Alyssa fear for their lives, as they are among the weaker of the would-be claimants of the Niord throne. And they proposed a strange alliance, a deal, to shelter them from their rivals, to keep them alive during the coming Niord throne war, we'll call it. And we agreed on principle to do just that, but they also let slip another important bit of news. It turns out the king who is dying in Niord fears that the impending civil war would tear Niord apart, and so is instead sending his would-be heirs to invade Livistio as a contest to gather enough glory to be chosen as the true heir to his throne. With a handshake, we agree a small alliance with Vidar and Alyssa, just me and them, as they fear there is a shapeshifter that has infiltrated the court, confirming suspicions that we have been given before this party here. There may be a marriage proposal on the table for Glennis if this is a successfully done deal. We don't know about that. Alyssa seemed a little skittish on the subject. As this was wrapping up, we turned to a balcony where I don't know what their emotional state was, but a lonely-looking Elva was standing, but was approached by the one Blade Guardian Marcoul. They fought through being flustered by a beautiful dress to stammer out their intentions, and asked about the aims of one Prince Glennis, and whether he truly meant to reform the country in an image more amenable to the Countess's aims. He also offers a invitation to come meet the Countess, and I believe was willing to pass on a letter to the Countess upon leaving, which Glennis wishes to take full advantage of. Despite the best efforts to get the band to play Sixpence None the Richer beneath the balcony and keep the moment going. It was interrupted by maids shouting of a trespasser amongst the servants at the noble table. Fortunately, the mighty jester and cousin of Glynis, Yonsei, managed to wrap up the imposter, get them kicked out of the maidservants, and go join the party proper, dressed as Johann, in order to get more valuable information from them. We then got a big lore dump about Emel the Hammer and the goings-on of the Njord military, which, like, I have details of, but this is getting to be a long recap.
Yeah. Take us home, Greg.
But we wrapped the session up, I guess, with something I had given before. We wrapped the session up actually after being told of the shapeshifter with a plan to help them save face. A spilled drink on a dress, thrown Dizem through some furniture, and a punch to the face ends Vidal and Elisa's stay at the party as we throw them out so that they are not thought to be treasonous, elopers from their own tribes and homes.
Yeah.
Jeff, I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's not that important.
However, our session does not start where we left off. Instead, we are going to be rewinding the clock just a little bit back to find out how a certain tiefling judicial champion is, well, just how he's doing in this moment. And we kind of have a montage of Felix waking up. And I kind of want you to describe that to me, Jeff. What is the beginning of Felix's day, knowing that there's going to be a party with, like, hundreds of nobles coming to this castle?
There is a loud sight as just as Felix wakes up, he just sits on his bed, looks into the void for 3 good minutes. Then he gets ready to do some morning workout just to get in the mood. And of course, there is all the preparation of the outfit, which takes a good part of the afternoon. The main part that will be the preparation will be practicing in front of a mirror, just smiling, just being, "Hey, I'm the coolest around. Hey," doing his best to either he will either try to suppress his accent as much as he can, or try to be as much insistent on his accent as he can.
You work
just to make sure. Yeah, just to be sure. What would be the funniest thing? Just being more interesting. Would it be more like blending in? Would it be more like just being the mood of the party? But I mean, there's already gonna be Yonsei there.
What would
so maybe
Yonsei
just...
do? Yeah, exactly. What
Yeah,
would Yonsei do?
that's just a
Okay.
And
We
even
just sell
then,
those bracelets. We'll make a mint.
What would Yonsei do? Felix, we watch as you get ready, spending several hours in your room doing a morning routine for, maybe I'm speaking for you, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but Felix does seem a bit conscious about his image and how he's perceived, especially by everyone else in the castle, not just his party. So I would assume you do this mostly in privacy while the court itself, or rather the courtyard itself, is being kind of flooded with servants who are rushing to and fro, getting everything ready for the party coming today.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I will not leave my room until I, found the proper mask, if this makes sense.
Well, you hear that Glynis is going to be in dress rehearsal, we'll call it, as well as practicing his speech for several hours. So he does not need his trusty judicial champion at his side until deeper into the night, if at all. You spend most of your morning doing as you will, but once the nobles start coming in, you hear word that a cheese thief is going around. And although you would love to, how would you say, go about hunting this terrible terror down, I'm sure you have a sneaking suspicion of who it is.
I have my
Could be anyone. I mean, one, it could be anyone. Two, it's not thieving. It's not a thief.
It's just out
It's
to be
free.
taken. Yeah.
The best part of this
That
is
is
you're eating a
technically
cheese
true.
stick while the
Guys, I'm on my fifth cheese stick, okay? I've been just chowing down on these as we've been going.
True. It's
I
a
only have 2
delicacy
left.
here. Felix, we're kind of speeding through it, but as everyone else is getting ready for this party, tables being set up, the highest prestige nobles being allowed entry, where does Felix, I guess, hang out is my question. Where is he, hidden sort of away from the rest of the guests? For you will not be spotted immediately, or rather for quite some time.
Well, I think I mostly try to remain discreet in the beginning, because I'm trying to see who's gonna be here. Just trying to maybe recognize faces, or maybe hear some names. Just so I can, work it better when I might meet them.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of the image.
Out of curiosity, who is Felix most attentive of?
Well, of course, if she comes, because she's known for wild spirit, let's say this, the Red Blade. I am scared of her for her talent, of course, but also for the implication of a potential marriage with my liege. So I'm just trying to be super careful with it. Just not only if she's there, but if there might be someone here that knows her and might talk to her and stuff like that.
You keep your ear to the ground about the Red Blade, Tafina Malo. Unfortunately, fortunately for you, she will not be coming. Instead, sending in a delegate known as the Blade Guardian Marcoul, a woman in her, I believe, 30s, we decided, who goes about wearing a surcoat and dresses like a man-at-arms rather than as a lady of the court, for she is a commoner as well, and one who, insultingly, I suppose in great contrast to you, how you sort of blend in with the court despite your stark difference of physical appearance. She, through attitude alone, gets many a snide comment related directly to her. This, of course, is doubled when Dyson outright confronts her in front of a packed courtroom. But you will hear this later. Towards the early evening, kind of as Glynis is coming down the steps, I want you to make me a perception check, Felix. For there are many a person here right now. But you've heard the practice speech undoubtedly by now. Ooh, a 17.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I need to look at this guy's stealth. Shit.
Oh boy.
You're either gonna just beat it, or you were going to match it, which I think is the same result no matter what, actually. You are paying attention to the guests within the court itself. Hundreds of people have come in now to attentively listen to the king, say their hellos, give them, you know, the platitudes and compliments that a king deserves just by sitting upon his throne. And then Glynis's speech starts. He boldly, you know, I can't do it justice, Greg. And I doubt that you can remember it. You didn't write that down, did you?
No, that was entirely off the cuff. I was
Just
not
off the cuff?
ready for.
Wanna
Yeah, I
pull it
was
up?
not
Play the
ready for
recording.
speeches.
What
Just
a
play the recording,
baller.
yeah.
You have it recorded.
Oh, do we have our little gnome? I just got a sneaky message from Stefru. Okay. Guys, we actually have to take our first break so that we can get our gnome in. However, we're coming right back to you, Felix. We will be
Of course.
right back, everyone.
I can use this time to grab. Good cheese.
God damn it, Red. You son of a bitch.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
I do the countdown. He knew what he was doing. He's making light of me. I get it. You're doing a bit. I'm gonna take those mozzarella sticks.
Great bit. Fucking amazing
My
bit.
cheese.
Guys, our camera order's in the original order it was once in, for once. Wow, look at that. Good job, everyone. We have to jump straight back in. Oh, hi, Rube. Nice for you to join. Well, I forgot.
Oh,
I
look,
said
it's
it off
Rube.
camera, I promise. Felix, as you are scanning the room, you know, of course you're paying attention to Glynis a little bit, but you've heard this speech that the bullet points of his speech before. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you all for showing up. Blah, blah, blah. Thanks for having faith in me. LOL. But your eyes go to the people you are most suspicious of in this moment, or rather you've been primed to be suspicious of, a certain Baron Bryce Bronson. How can you forget? Along with his addition of +1. You also, of course, will see a certain half-elf, I believe, you have met only in brief moments at the early dawn hours when a contract/writ was being handcrafted by your liege. You will notice the entrance of... God damn it, what's his name? I'm blanking. What's your
Nemolia.
uncle's name?
Nemolia.
Nemolia
Uncle.
of Zwan.
His name's Hunkle.
Yes, the
Uncle Grunkle?
His name's Hunkle. Yeah.
Yes, Hunkle Zwan, or Hunkle of Zwan, is wearing a eye-catching and somewhat eye-hurting magenta cloak over their nice, fancy nobleman's attire. However, as he is kind of entered quietly in from the back, you notice that Bryce Bronson's +1, not his wife, not his son, but the potential princess, queen-to-be, potential candidate for Glynis's wife, has sort of veered out into a hallway and is seemingly diverting course to go explore the castle while everyone else is distracted. What are you doing as you notice that, Felix?
I find this might be suspicious. I think I'll follow her.
Yeah. You follow her.
Just to make sure.
Quietly diverting away from the party yourself. Everyone's attention is completely stricken by Glynis, who is just giving the most beautiful non-charisma check speech that he can possibly make to, you know, bolster the morale of his countrymen, entirely unaware that war is going to be upon his door in 2 months' time. Felix, you head down the hallway, stalking after this strange elven woman who is so foreign that she does not even speak normal Elven. Or Eldish, whatever you wish to call it. You will find her a few minutes, I suppose, later, after you hear the distant applause of like, yeah, no, there's a wolf call that you would distinctly remember of Yonsei calling out just a high-pitched wolf whistle, I believe it was described as, which gets mirrored by 2 or 3 younger members of this court. But this is distant to you, Felix. You go down the halls that have no servants in them and are kind of not barricaded or roped off, as it were, to show like an area of restriction, but like this is not a place to entertain guests. You know that there's going to be a murder mystery in the library as Yonsei's boss fakes his death, which will undoubtedly cause many a laugh and a spectacle. This is a little bit beyond that. Beyond those doors. And you find that one door normally locked is opened.
Oh boy. Well, I'll try to discreetly look into it. Just
Yeah. You look inside of a certain storeroom that has the king's arms and armor in them. These are essentially decorative. It's, you know, Glynis's grandfather's old stuff, where the current king, not of right build or stature to wear this himself, is currently kept most of their belongings for who knows how many years.
Does it include the sword?
It does indeed
This
normally include a certain sword. Felix, you know, open the door a little bit, looking at a certain case that a elvish woman is currently overlooking. They slowly turn to you as they hear the door creaking.
Mm-hmm. And because I'm so cool, I'll just lean against the door. Hey, I know his speech can be repetitive, but I don't think it was this bad for you to leave and clearly not look where you're going, because I know you didn't mean to go here.
They say a word in Elvish. And for the briefest of moments... Yes? Or not Elvish.
I meant I
Sylvan,
do-
Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
I may be lagging a little bit. I'm so sorry. Can you say that one more time, Jeff?
I was just saying that I do know Elvish, but then you corrected saying
Yes.
it was yeah.
It is indeed Sylvan. As this woman, Sephrin Malrot, you remember, beckons you to join her inside as a attempt at common is made. It is quite broken, and John is going to try to do this character justice without making himself laugh. As she goes, "Ah, you! Fighter man!"
Come on,
Yes.
you're trying your best.
Yes, indeed. Tis I,
It swells up.
Spider-Man.
This is... And she gestures to all the decorative armor and the glass case, which she is not touching, but kind of just looking at. Which I don't think Felix has ever been inside of. But dumbly, maybe even performatively, Felix, this stranger asks you, "This is your room, yes?"
Totally.
Yes, of course.
You are warrior of great power.
I mean, if you want to put it like that, yeah, of course. Like,
Of strong lineage?
I'll just quickly look at my horns. Just sure, great lineage, yeah. Sure.
Yes. Teach me things. And she gestures towards this room.
Oh, that's gonna be complicated. Okay. I just want to look around because I might be paranoid. Paranoid.
Paranoid.
Paranoid. No, it. Maybe paranoid, but that would be exactly what a trap would look like. So yeah, I'm just gonna check around. Just
Yeah, give me a perception check. You know, at most, you're like 40 feet from another person. You could just yell down the hall for help. You don't see anyone in ambush. You look at the door. There's no assassin currently, you know, spider walking on the ceiling ready to predator jump you. It seems pretty,
all right.
you know, like someone forgot to open this door or lock this door. And this random stranger of elven origin just sort of wandered on in.
Okay. guess I could teach you.
What would Yancey do?
Yeah. It's just maybe not here. There is a lot of precious things around, so
They
let's
are
not break
leaving.
anything. Was that?
They are not leaving, are they?
Who's not leaving?
She gestures to the armor stand.
No, but if we train here, we could break stuff, and I don't want to break stuff.
Train?
Teach.
Yes. How do you wear? And she gestures to a breastplate on the wall.
Okay. Does it looks expensive?
Yeah. Is 400 gold normally expensive, Felix?
No, but I mean, as if it, like something that I would second guess touching, you know. It's just,
Felix, you are
I
in
would
like the
imagine-
king's vault.
Yeah, so I would second guess. Yeah, okay, sure. To put on the chest plate, you need to go in a wide area, so not here, but outside.
I need a room to get a breast.
What was that?
Oh, first you got a man spread, and then
Got a hero pose.
Ah. You cannot do it unless you are outside?
Sure. Because wide arms, long.
Yes. Such wide arms. Felix
I
begins.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, Felix. You are getting essentially a noble woman's direct attention right now, who is not just complimenting your form, but lineage as well. She is asking you to essentially break all of the rules that you know, and to fuck around with this king's treasure
Emphasis on
slash
fuck.
arm vault. Hey, we don't say it. This is a Christian No. Welcome to my Christian Minecraft server, guys.
I mean, hey, it's the castle. I don't do business in the castle. That's Glynis's property, right?
Business.
Oh.
You don't do business in a bro's house, okay? that's not how you do it. You do that outside.
Learning a lot about Felix right now.
Yep.
Really likes the outdoors. Really.
It's a real outdoorsman. That's what we're figuring
Yeah.
out.
I guess I'll.
What? It's just a dog?
A dog. A red.
What's up, guys?
It's like the
Right.
Chainsaw Man meme, you know? Okay.
I think I'll.
Felix!
Maybe a little
I've-
distracted on the cheese.
As you say it is time to go outside or something close to it, Sephron Malrot will, maybe not instinctively, but performatively, go for your arm, as though you are going to escort her outside into the courtyard, like a gentleman scholar.
You're
Oh, this
gentleman,
one.
right, Jeff?
This went from complicated to very simple. Okay. Well, in that case, I will gladly guide her, and maybe I can't show it on you know the real deal, but I will try to explain how the armor works. Just with simple words. Just trying to. I mean, she's interested, so I guess I should just indulge. That's.
I guess I have to, man.
I mean,
You
and it's
have
not like
to.
I want to. It's just. So yeah, I think I'll guide her outside of the room before we both get in trouble.
Yeah, you guide her
just-
outside this room, and you're in luck. Eluva is currently like quarantined / taken over / made her headquarters a super romantic balcony that overlooks like the river, the Alfaros River. However, you know that there are at least 2 to 3 more equally romantic balconies that you could go to if you were going to try to woo this noble woman and, help out your prince, who doesn't seem to be interested in this woman at all.
I mean, I guess.
Well, I'm just offering you
Help
an
her out,
idea
man.
that pops into your head.
Oh,
Felix.
Help bro out.
Come on, man. Take
This
over
is
the
where
team.
the band actually comes to play Sixpence None the Richer.
There
It's
they
just
go.
Lost along the way.
Go for it, Felix.
Oh yeah. I'll bring her on the balcony. Maybe one with a good view, just to make sure we can have some good eyesight while I try to explain how the armors works. I feel
I'm
I
so
feel like
excited
the-
for Felix to get poisoned.
yeah, I'm just feeling like I'm the weapon nerd that's just renting, and
Yeah,
somehow I just found
you're
the
killing Greg,
the
dude.
perfect girl that's just the girl that listens, and I'm just like blah 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 blah. Yeah, the weapon, the armor, blah blah blah.
Yeah. They barely speak your language as you sort of prattle onwards, getting more and more into detail about all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And
And she
closer.
And she believed the king stash is mine. Remember, kids, if you want to impress a girl, lie.
Jesus
Is that what's
Christ.
happening?
We here as facilitators do not endorse lying to your
Woo!
No, just really pretty, noble women.
Oh, of course. No,
Exactly.
do whatever you want.
Jeff,
You're
or
complimenting.
rather Felix.
Felix just turned into Shadiversity for like 20 minutes.
Felix, this is going somewhere. I promise you, I'm not wasting your time here.
Of course. Oh, I'm not
as
listening.
you are
He's heard that before.
otakuing and sort of getting the broken common conversation partner that is Sephron Malroad, she will gesture to some of the knights that patrol the walls, the curtain walls, who kind of see you and are like, oh, I'm just gonna go patrol in a different direction, excuse me. Being very, how would you say, they are your comrades in a way. But they are
I respect
also the commoners. They are guards. They're not the royal knights who wear expensive plate armor, who escort or chase after queens and kings. You are recognized. What are you doing?
I'm just I'm signing to the guards. Just
Okay.
Uh-oh.
She will gesture to these guards, these commoners, who you are secretly signaling to, and she will ask you, they are you?
yeah.
Lowborn?
Lower. Than
You
me.
are lower?
No. No,
But
I
you
am
are not like
uh,
them.
lineage. No, friends, comrades.
Doing great, Jeff.
Sword friends.
You swing your swords
I'm a child.
together.
Oh yeah. You bet they do.
I mean, if you want to
all the time.
we fight together for the kingdom.
I saw you fight against the
You did?
elf. Smiling Man.
Smiling Sam.
You did?
Yes. I was upstairs in window directly above. You impressed me greatly. You did not die
Okay.
immediately.
That's big.
Yeah, I usually do that.
You die
Not
immediately?
dying. Nah, not dying. Living is my thing. Yeah. He was a strong warrior, and I had to fight for honor.
But you lost.
Did I?
Yes.
Yes.
I might have lost.
It's not about winning or losing. It's
Yeah,
about
that,
fighting the good fight.
I might have lost in battle, but I've won in experience and enjoyment for a good fight.
Even if it will
Thicker
cost
than
you
fucking
your
concrete,
life.
just.
Was that?
Even though it will cost you your life.
Like you said, I live. I think that's the important part.
Felix is gonna die.
If you fight every fight like it was the last one you ever have, then every fight is the best of your fights.
As you say this, you see quite clearly, and almost empathetically, you feel the lie that you are telling is not only seen through, but made so viscerally aware of how disappointed Sephron is in you as you say this.
Shit.
They are almost on the verge of tears with how pathetic you now come across to them. Felix, this is all just immediate emotions that you're just picking up on. We can call this a passive insight check if you would like, mechanically, if that makes you feel better. You know, some might say you're just, you know, super aligned with their emotions in this moment as well. But Felix, Sephron looks to you and asks you, are you satisfied with being the loser and dying for what? Honor?
No. I'm not satisfied with dying. I'm satisfied with fighting for a good reason.
Even
Not
if you lose?
If I lose for a good cause, then yes, but I haven't found that yet.
A good cause?
Yes. For your loyalty and friendship.
She looks at the guards. You know, follow her eyes. They're so beautiful during this night. The stars are just catching perfect. It's almost as if she's glowing in a strange way. An elvish, fey way. And as you say these words, you, just for a moment, have a premonition of sorts, Felix. You look to the knights who are currently escorting nobles inside, these men of station, of privilege and power, in a way, who are not cast in shadows, but walk arm in arm with nobility, the warrior class of much importance, much responsibility, much duty and honor, and all that good stuff. And you look at the common soldier who you are amongst. Is Felix satisfied with the words he just said? Is he satisfied with friendship and helping someone else succeed when he could just be powerful himself, be important and accepted?
I wasn't expecting an existential crisis this evening.
That's why it's called the Ordeals. Oh, the Ordeals of
yeah,
Livistio.
the real
What
deal.
young they do.
We are in
Whatever you
interrogation
choose.
mode, Felix. This is what we're in.
I'll believe in you.
Oh boy.
Red. That's enough cheese. Jesus
Christ, Red. You can't stop him. He's a cheese mongrel.
You're gonna become lactose intolerant before the end.
I
I wanna
almost
become so
died when you
tolerant to
typed
cheese.
cheese in the chat.
You know, you'd have to bring it up.
That's like $7
I needed
worth
other
of
people
cheese
to
you're just
know.
eating.
It was the most anime opening of cheese ever.
Felix.
You're thinking a big deal out of nothing.
Yeah. Back to
Free.
Felix.
Are you satisfied with being a commoner? Forever?
I mean, no, of course not. I want to be greater than that, and I know that through my skill and through the actions of Glennis, I could rise to something greater.
Almost as if they could hear your thoughts, Saffron begins to smile, watching the gears in your head turn a little bit. They say a warrior needs motivation to fight, and those with greatest will win out in the end. Are you a warrior with great will, Felix Balzac Passeroux?
Yes, I am. I have
Your
ambition,
prince.
goals.
Good. Your prince cares nothing for me. And there's like a moment of sadness as she says that, and you know.
To be fair, girl, we had one talk at a fishing camp.
You also could have walked in on her naked, but you chose not to. How dare you?
That's a
Look,
plus
Linus.
five.
That's a good thing.
Hey, me and Greg can argue about this later, alright? He chose not to go for the anime moment, alright? Felix, though, is an anime character. No, I'm kidding.
You know I have the shonen protagonist energy. You know I have it.
Felix, would you accept my aid for favor down the line?
That would mean what exactly?
My father, why I am here, harmed, injured, slain, no, hurt badly by, and she like gestures southwards, sort of in the direction you are facing. That way, somewhere. I've never been. I wish dearly, justice, I believe word is. I'm, she gestures to her lithe and, you know, 7 strength at most form. Not there. The will is in heart, but the strength, I am limited in this form. I need a champion. A champion fighter. I do not wish for your duty to conflict with your master. But should you no longer wish to be dog, I would gladly make you a man?
Oof, that hurts.
Yo,
Ah,
take that one,
Yeah,
man.
killer.
Woo.
that's a lot to think about.
Then think.
Big bitch.
She will detach herself calmly from your arm and back away, giving a polite bow and leaving in your pocket, which you will find out later, a gift. However, you are going to be somewhat distracted from any sort of things in your pocket by the fact that someone downstairs just crashed through a door and someone is getting the craziest cartwheel kick to the face ever.
That's right.
And this loud commotion is going to, I suppose, make you lose track of Sephrin. As you know, you have your duty. Your prince went into a closed room with some foreigner prince who looked like he could rip a man's head off with his bare hands. You have to go down there, Felix. The party has to gather, right, guys?
So we
I'll
split
rush.
the party.
I'll rush
Six
down
ways.
to the room.
Felix, you rush down. Glynis, you lock eyes with your champion who missed the craziest 1-2 of unbuckle this man's shoe combo. Alright? Your sword coach / teacher / friend missed out on a crazy moment of attack.
Yonsei, as Johan from like across the room, is like, now that's what I call a murder.
I think there's like rehearsed lines. I give Felix the like, it's all good, and then like there's like rehearsed lines we have, right? Like get out, you savage cur, and we throw them out of the party.
I never
You
want to
throw
see
them
you
out of the
again.
party.
Yeah.
Glynis, the last moment, I suppose, of well, you will be locking eyes with Elisa, who's just judging you, like, why did you hit him so hard? But, you know, they don't say anything as they quite quickly leave. This message going to be spread out throughout the entire castle, and, like, 4 people specifically, like, older gentlemen, are gonna just outright applaud you, of like, you show that Velviag dog what it means to be a Livistian. Like, full-blown nationalistic pride.
I feel shamed for a moment at realizing that I beat the shit out of this girl's brother for like no reason, for like, what was it, 15 experience points?
It was actually like 1 or plus
It was
1.
19?
Yeah. You were short 1 experience point, so we were like, oh, let's kick him in the head.
Yeah, that hurts Glynis a little bit. He's like, oh, that was... We'll chalk that one up with the, like, goblin bath and not do that again.
In hindsight, that was a bad idea.
Yeah,
Hey, XP is
things not to
XP.
do.
It's a no man's land out there.
Yonsei's still cracking jokes.
Glynis, for a moment, feels shamed, but plays his part, and maybe basks a little bit in cheers. Like, you know, he got told he did good, and that doesn't happen very often. But he quickly pulls up Dizem, and as he does so, he whispers in his ear, "You don't have Moonbeam memorized, do you?"
No.
Okay, come with me. And I like grab Felix, and I'm like, we need to. I looked at Sneferu, and I'm like, we need to find the rest of us. Where's Elva and Yonsei?
Yonsei across the room was like, that's my husband. I'm third in line.
Johan is like, that's my husband.
Exactly. Yonsei as Johan.
And I take Dizem, like, we need to find the bog boy now.
Snefru will go look for Elva then
All
to
right.
bring her to the prince.
Elva
I'm
undoubtedly hearing the commotion and then getting a report from a servant who will be like, the prince just roundhouse kicked another prince in the head.
She, in her mind, this is, oh god, international diplomatic incident. Everything's fucked. This is terrible. And she immediately rushes.
It's in the dress, like hiked up.
Yeah. In the dress, just rushing down, very like panicked, like lifting up this the dress a bit so she doesn't stumble over it.
Is there like a maid
Canonically,
behind
the dress
you?
has like a ton of gemstones in it, right? Do they like click as she run?
Of course.
Is there a noise?
Just sounds like a bag of rocks, you know? Just...
I think they glitter very aggressively with their quick motions. You know, they catch the light very
Catch
rapidly.
the light. Yes.
great
Yeah.
way to blind everyone on your way out.
I like the idea that she takes the servant stairs and like 2 servants are making out somewhere and there's no good lighting and just a clatter and a flash of gemstone and off light and she looks like a specter running down the stairs in the darkness and they go,
Was that the queen?
What was that?
They ask.
There's a queen?
They just see an elvish form fly by.
Now that's what I call a star.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
And no, I'm not the queen. Not yet, at least.
The spell lasts for an hour. Yonsei's milking it. Okay.
The real Johan, who is dressed up is just getting more and more pissed off that you're stealing all of his one-liners because he's waiting for your spell to fade so that he can reveal that he was Johan and you're this red herring. But we're going to cut away from the NPCs for a moment and regather the party. But I do want one final stinger in Felix's mind just then and there. As you see the effects of Glynis. Someone who was, not an amateur, but to you, the level 3 fighter man, Glynis has now effectively shown off that he can defend himself martially against a bigger opponent, roundhouse kick a prince in the face, and just kind of not need you. And I want that to be the poison needle under your thumb here, Felix. As the final bit of this castle scene. Or rather, that whole scene. And now that we are caught up, Glynis, I suppose we'll lead to you. Where do you
Can Yonsei
take
leave
your
like
party?
with one final zinger?
Okay, let's hear it.
So Yonsei sees everyone's gathering around. I was like, all right, everyone, I'm sorry. I have to go. Gotta leave, just like my wife. Just leaves Johan with that one.
Ta-da! I'm divorced! Really sadly.
Oh, Yonsei's so proud of himself right now. Like, this couldn't have gone better. Just
The only
so,
people
like,
that laugh are
burst
the
into,
old.
like, the room with the rest of the party is like, guys, that was so funny. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you talking, Gilly? Do you have something important to say?
Yes, I unfortunately do. It seems this party has taken an unfortunate turn. I see the panic in your eyes. Don't worry. That was a planned punch. Roundhouse kick, not so much, but I needed that XP. We have some things going on. Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to discuss much. We need to find the Bog Boy.
Not at liberty.
Or
Well-
Bear Daddy as soon as possible. I have
We know
need
where
of
they
your
are.
team. Excellent. Lead the way, Dyson.
They're just out. They're doing the ritual. They're setting up for the
Yeah,
ritual. They're about this
yeah,
all
they're
night.
getting ready for the big. Everyone's gonna be there, man. You're gonna
You're
be there. You
You're
have to
supposed
be there.
Eh,
Yeah.
Explain things further.
It's a whole
Why
thing.
did we?
Also,
why
why
did we
can't we
kick?
know?
Why
I'm your
did we go through a
fiance
door?
now.
It was cool.
As soon as I get a hold of Bog Boy or Bear Daddy, I will make everything clear. I promise.
They're out by the river preparing a ritual.
Excellent. Come,
Correct.
let's go to the river. And I intend this is my intention. I need one of them to cast a moonbeam, and I'm gonna walk into it and not change form because I am not a shape changer. And as a newly minted level 3 monk, I shouldn't die.
Let me
yeah, I think I
outcast
have
this
enough
to
HP
5th level to make sure, though, that you're not.
right, but I need one of Bog Boy or the head priest, who I'm calling Bear Daddy because I can't remember his name.
His name is the head priest, yeah.
Okay.
His name is the head priest. He was born like that. That's his.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's 20 years of college. But I want to find one of them. I want to have them cast Moonbeam, and I want like all of us to walk through it, including, since we had to not use Dizem, Bog Boy, or this is why I wanted Bog Boy instead of the High Priest, because I'm not likely to be able to force the High Priest to walk into his own Moonbeam, but I can order the Bog Boy around pretty effectively.
Yeah. Let us talk about these guys, right? So, Brogvarsh is a quote-unquote cleric of a primal spirit, we'll call it for right now. It's known as the Bear Mother here. Your state religion, which
So I
you
should be calling him Bear Mommy, is what I'm hearing.
no, you should be calling
I'm
the
sorry.
goddess
They worship
Bear
Bear
Mommy.
Mommy.
Yeah. So the
I'm sorry.
state, you, Glynis, are expected to perform certain faith-based rituals around this entity. It is your divine providence, quite literally. Your ancestors made pact with the spirit of Livistio, whose territory you symbolically maintain on their behalf. So, the cleric is the head priest, I should say. He's not a cleric. He is a druid. Will be found entirely naked, half cheeks in the river water, preparing what appears to be a pagan-like ritual that you probably have never seen before because your dad used to perform. Yeah. So you kind of like barge into like a druid circle as they are like preparing sacrifices of hundreds of dead fish that they are going to be hurling into the river as like tribute for the local
more
bears.
In common with this religion than you think.
Oh,
This is pretty cool. I love fish.
I apologize as I barge in, and I like find the nearest druid, and I say I apologize for the disturbance that I'm causing. I understand that it may set back the ritual, and I will do whatever I need to make amends in the future. But I have need of Bogvarsha's services immediately. Will you please point me in his direction?
you want swamp ass?
Yes, I need swamp ass.
Okay. He turns around completely, just unfazed by this at all, and he goes, Brock! Brock! Just over the little ritual circle, who, for the most part, are just outright ignoring your entire party. They needing to get some stuff done here. But after it's damn near political of what their statement of ignoring you is, Glynis. In these people's minds, the royal family has no actual authority, and all of your authority comes straight from their god/goddess, who they are trying to appease right now, and or do a reverse Groundhog's Day of keeping her asleep until later in the year. Because nobody likes a grumpy bear mommy. I promise you. Personal experience. After like an hour close to midnight, the head priest will call on you. I know you're in a rush, Glynis. I
can't wait. Wait, what time is this party now, and when is it going to end? Because I'm not going to wait 3 hours in the river while the whole party happens and it ends.
I think we said it was around 10.
Yeah, it's around 10 in the evening. I'm
jumping
in
through. Your mind, we sit and wait 3 hours until midnight before they do anything.
That is what they intend to do. They have.
Yeah, we leave.
Okay.
I can't wait that long. We have like a whole party worth of things to do.
We'll be back.
I am gonna grab this druid.
Hey. How forward?
And be like, oh, actually, before I grab him, I grab him to get his attention. I like spin him around. I'm like, do you know the spell? Can you cast the spell Moonbeam?
Moonbeam. That's the anti-shapeshifter lycanthrope spell, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that's it.
No, I don't
That's
have
the
that
lycanthrope
prepared
one.
right now.
Who does?
He contemplates for a moment. John decides on a quick name as this guy rolls a dice.
You want us to name him?
You want to give me a name for this guy? No, you don't get to give names.
Nice try.
That's so rude. I give great names.
Oh, yeah?
You
It's
get great
Dyson,
name,
isn't it?
singular.
Of course it's Dyson.
No, they're all spelled differently.
Oh, of course.
This one's Visum.
Patty O'Malley comes out from the... which phonetically
That's so much
sounds
better
a
than
lot
Dyson.
like Hanny Flanagan or Flanny Hannigan Snafu. Patty O'Malley shows up after being called on by the Swamp Man. And he's like, oh, this guy, what's your name?
My
What's
name
your
is Glynis.
No.
Prince,
Patty,
dude.
say hi to Glynis. He needs a moonbeam. He's a werewolf. The dude, like, nods
Yes,
understandingly.
I unfortunately fear I may have contracted lycanthropy. Will you please moonbeam my ass?
I would love to moonbeam your ass. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
He looks to the moon and just shouts to the heavens, Moonbeam! Just really loudly. As a beam of light strikes you, Glynis. Your eyes, they're blinded. For a moment, you feel like you're a lycanthrope, and I think you just suffered 2d10 radiant damage? I don't...
Yes.
Okay, I don't know the spell offhand, and I don't have a character sheet that does.
Assuming that they're high enough level, yeah. Alright.
Perfectly
I take 11
average.
points of damage.
You are
Alright.
struck by the moonbeam. Oh!
Alright. I then ask... I step out of the moonbeam, and I present myself unchanged, and I ask pleadingly that each of you do the same.
Why are we doing this?
Do you not trust us?
I mean-
Unfortunately, I
You
cannot
could just like
trust
have us
anyone
hold
at this
silver.
I think
You must be the power of the moon.
Eleva will gladly step in through and through the moonbeam, doing a nice little twirl, her gems catching the light and glittering.
Ugh.
Yeah, you will suffer 2d10, or, 2d10 radiant damage. Guys, this is quite literally scalding you with radiant light of the condensed moon, which turns
moon
out just to
loves
be
me.
the
It does not
light
hurt.
of the sun. You are struck by this magical light summoning. Who else wants it? I only have 42 seconds left of Moonbeam.
Yonsei
What?
steps through, but he's really upset about it.
Thank you.
Perfect. Everyone just roll your 2d10 radiant damage as you step into the radiance.
2d10 can kill me. So
Yeah, 2d10 can also kill me. This is a
You
lot of
heard
risk
your
you're putting
prince's
on me right now.
demands. I don't understand what the...
if this is an order, my prince, I will do it gladly. But you have my oath.
Do you not trust us? I'd
Well,
rather be stabbed
Dyson
by a
should go in.
silver knife.
Dyson, as your advisor, Dyson should go in. 100%.
Unfortunately, my dearest friend Snafu, due
You know,
to the
I'm
nature
I'm
of
gonna
what
pick up
was
Snafu and
revealed,
walk through the light.
Damn.
and as I'm trying to like make my good like speech to Snafu, he gets picked up and like walked into the light.
Yeah.
I'll heal you when you come out. You're good.
Ooh, Felix jumped
will
in there
not.
too, getting smote from the heavens.
Yeah.
Are you okay, Felix?
You're sure that's safe, right? I'm not gonna get burned
It will
because
hurt like all hell. I promise.
Look-
As I like show like 2nd degree burns.
because I
8 damage.
I'm a demon. I
Have
don't
you
want to
looked,
die
Zephyr?
because of that. You know, there's
I very badly burned.
Is Red okay?
You're not
Survivor
demon, you're
attack?
just demon kin. You're fine.
On a scale of 1 to 15, I'm currently at a 3.
Damn.
I mean, if you
Damn.
say so.
All right.
I'll just walk in, and I'll come back out silently, just.
Just steaming in the moonlight. Glynis like bows before each of you like very deeply, and he says, "I thank you from the bottom of my heart for trusting me enough to go through that. Now we must get away from these priests and let them do their thing, and I will explain everything. And
I'll
like,
carry
usher
Snuffer
you.
through light any day of the week.
I
Right.
like. Thank you.
There is
And
no
I
word to-
usher us away from like the hearing distance of the
Yeah.
priests, but I don't go far because I want to get this going. And I say, very bluntly, there is a shapeshifter in the court. It has been confirmed to me by the prince and princess of Njord. I unfortunately fear we cannot trust any without proof that we are who we say we are. And I like give to each of you a like personalized like best friends forever necklace, like that, you know, those ones you get at Toys R Us that like come across in a heart, right? Like I had these made, and I hand one out to each of you, and I'm like, do not take this off of your body. When we meet, show it to me, and I will know that you are who you say you are. And I say the shapeshifter is here to assassinate the king. Sadly, this is not the end of our woes. The assassination is part of a Nordic invasion. The Nordic king is dying, as I am sure you are aware. The heirs will be invading our country in the Great Thaw. We know not the exact date, but we know it is coming soon. We must prepare ourselves for that day, and we must be very wary of who is in the castle grounds. I apologize once more deeply for the pain of the moonbeam, but it was the only way I knew of from my studies to ensure that I was not entrusting our knowledge and plans to the enemy itself.
I am always glad to embrace the moon's light. The rest of the news I am less pleased about.
Is that great?
Your
Your average person's punch will level me right now.
I understand.
Don't tempt me, Dizem.
And I apologize for that. But it was the only course of action I knew for sure we had.
Understood.
I have to tell
I
you, I
intend
am
to make
no shit.
ally of the Countess Tafina Mallow. For she is the only noble I know who will refuse to attend the court, and in such is not under suspicion of being a shape changer.
Felix,
And you will
what were
be
you
pleased
saying?
to note that she has.
Hang on.
Go ahead.
Felix got interrupted like 4 times in a row. Felix, what were you trying to say?
No, I was just trying to say that I'm in no shape to fight either, as of right now. So if we want to catch that assassin, we have to make sure it's discreet and efficient.
I fear
can-
that tonight it may not be the night to catch the assassin, but we need know. Now we know that it is here.
You want me to like kill people? Like my job?
Yes, that would be wonderful.
Perfect.
If you could.
Yeah, I can.
I knew we could count on you, Dizem.
Always here. Always here.
And I assume just we get engulfed in black tentacles for a little while and come out feeling better.
Well, I'm gonna do Channel Divinity, and so
Oh, okay.
Oh wow!
I'm not using a spell slot right now. I have only 5 of them left, which is a
You
lot.
present?
But
Your
Only
healing.
5.
So it is tentacles then.
It is
Yeah.
tentacles.
no, you guys
Oh.
are gonna get real tentacled up.
Oh,
So I
boy.
can
times
heal
you-
up to half of you guys' HP, but it's 5 times my level. So I have 15 HP points to distribute amongst us. Up to at max health. So on a
I'll be
scale of
fine.
Half of it.
You're fine?
I'll be fine.
I can go up to max half the health. So who here is in desperate need of healing?
I think the prince and Felix are.
I
Yeah.
don't actually
Yeah.
think you can heal me because I'm at 11 of 22, right? I think you can only go up to half my.
I
hit
can
point
heal
total.
you with 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no, I can't. 11 is.
No, you can't.
Okay.
It's exactly
Yeah.
half of 22.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
We know how to do
I
math.
will be able to.
Why don't we
Hey.
take our first break here, find out what
I'll
Dysum's...
math it out.
Yeah, math it out on break, and when we come back, we will continue / end the party and hopefully start making moves. The letter has to get delivered. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. Guys, we're gonna be busy. We'll be
Yep.
right back.
Busy.
Yeah, Beyonce has a lot to say.
Good. Hello, everyone. We are back. You know what? That hesitant pause wasn't for any reason at all. Guys, you are in the realm, the forest between river and castle, where a party is going. Celebrations are in high order as the, let's call it the weaker of fortitude are heading home for the night. It is not closing on midnight, but it is definitely late in the evening.
I didn't wait 3 hours, man.
We have more party stuff, I think.
No, we had
What?
more party stuff. We weren't gonna
The
spend
young
3 hours in the
people you
river.
wish to speak with are definitely going to be there. They need to talk with their prince and schmooze. Who are you looking to
Yeah.
speak with, Glynis?
Well, first, we
Glynis
need to
is
hear what
usually looking to
Yonsei's
speak
saying.
to his cousin Yonsei.
All right,
Who has
Yonsei,
things,
let's hear it.
opinions. So I'm sure Glynis does this beautiful speech, and the entire time Yonsei's just sitting there like this, just really upset at having to get hurt by the moon for whatever reason. Like, what's that all about? First of all, and second of all, like this whole like drama plot that's happening. That's like, who did we invented Shakespeare, but they had a different name. The Wakespeare plot or whatever, you know. just okay. You know what, Gilly? Okay, first of all right, you trust these people? Their dad's trying to kill your dad. Their dad has been trying to kill your dad for generations, decades.
Yeah.
All right, unreliable. Okay, second of all, someone's always trying to kill your dad. That's like, he's a king. It just kind of comes with the kingliness. I feel like you should talk to Gunnar about that specifically. And third of all, why would any of us be a shapeshifter, man?
Because
You've seen us on a
shapeshifters
full
can-
moon. We drank. We hung out. We did mushrooms together.
Because a shapeshifter can take the form of any person in the castle at any time, even though
I
I'm
can
in-
do that.
Yeah, but would a
Even
shapeshifter
though-
have this much cheese in their pockets?
I
Even though I may
applaud
have
the
had
prince
to-
being prudent.
Yes. I think that it was a wise move on the prince's part. Painful,
Alright.
but wise.
Okay, everyone else here will kiss your ass, all right? But we're cousins, okay? So I'm not going to. And I'm gonna say that I think you're freaking out right now with like no additional research beside just the words of these two people.
My uncle Numolia intimated that there was demonic play here in the castle. He has been
Yeah,
sent to
Our
investigate
uncle
it.
says a lot of shit.
There have been multiple reports of shapeshifter like deaths outside of the city walls. We investigated one of them ourselves. Dizem himself has claimed it to be a shapeshifter.
I said werewolf.
Is that not a shapeshifter?
think,
Hey, Seaman!
The smell,
Cool it.
the smell of infernal magics were understood by Sneferu himself. We have already seen the missing in action, a master of secrets, unable to tend to his job as there was contact made with him, and through the order that he and I share a part in, he was bound. He was bound by duty to tell me of this encounter and intentions, and failed to do so.
If it's even true.
It is. I trust them in this, and I have seen enough evidence around to believe it to be true.
How do we know you're
Also,
not the
it would
werewolf?
be completely unwise to act as if it were not true. We need to investigate it, assuming it is, and if we can prove it a falsehood, then we will go from there. But to act as if we are not under threat in the presence of a shapeshifter and take action accordingly would be to invite doom upon ourselves. I also am very certain they had no reason to lie, as they fear for their lives in this coming conflict, and have offered to ally themselves with us, and as a treaty going forward, should we defeat their enemies, the princess's hand in marriage. Now, This is not a matter of me being bamboozled by nothing. This is prudence. For if these claims are true, they cannot be uncontested, and there is enough supporting evidence around them that they must be taken seriously.
And why don't we just talk to your dad or something? Like, I'm just feeling like this is just a little whoo over our heads.
Because
Slightly.
a shapeshifter has infiltrated his court, and
Oh,
it
you
has
guys don't
been
talk?
indicated by both members of the court, members of foreign courts, members of our family, and members of the party themselves that our father is not to be trusted with information.
I mean, so much truth.
It is something that I fear we need to prepare ourselves for. And if we have the opportunity to ensure allies, then we shall make use of them and bring them in on it. But in this moment, in this night, you 5 are all that I have, and I need your support in this matter.
If this is the 5 people you have, this is going to be a downhill battle.
You have
You always
my
have
support.
my support, all right? Like, that's not the question at hand. I just don't know if we're the right people for this kind of job.
What do
I'm
you
willing
mean?
to die finding a werewolf.
I
Guys,
think, Yonsei, I
down.
think we're the only people for this job. We know none of us are the shapeshifter. We care about His Majesty, and we have sworn under the Prince's banner. So this is a golden opportunity for us.
Okay. Well, it's usually my preference to avoid responsibility as much as possible. But
I've noticed that.
Gilly, because I love you, man. Okay, I do this for you. Okay?
I thank you, and I assure you, when
I will
this
look
is
into
over,
it.
I will
My
owe you a debt of gratitude.
No, you don't owe me anything. It's
I
fine.
will fulfill it.
You can owe me things.
You can owe me a beer. I don't know.
If that is your wish, then it will be fulfilled with a beer. Now,
Great.
who amongst you is the most eloquent? I wish to compose a letter with you. We must get it to Countess Tefina. I would like to moonbeam the Lady Marcoul, but I'm not sure I could do that without delaying us further.
Sounds kind of dirty.
I
Alka
think we
probably
just
knows how to write letters, right?
we write the letter to where we have to accept the risk. I think that's
Understood.
the prudent course.
You gotta make sure no one's able to read it. Is there a language that she knows that most people don't?
Almond.
I unfortunately know little of Countess Tefina. This is part of my unfortunate disadvantage.
I'm just worried about it getting intercepted by someone. If Gunner's out of the picture, we have to assume that there's a potentiality that his spy, whatever, is compromised.
Fortunately, we're not sending it through the spy network, but rather a third party. If this is an infiltrator in our courts, do you believe they would assume the form of a stranger?
And not one who insulted His Majesty up front. I think we're safe with Marcoul, mostly.
I mean, if they're a shape changer, they could be changing, to a lot of different things.
That is my fear, which is why I would prefer to moonbeam them, if I'm being quite frank. However, seeing as Dizem, my trusted cleric, has not prepared the spell tonight, I do not believe I can requisition further moonbeams from the priests. I think we may have to make do with what we can. Felix, my trusted champion, you have many friends of the lower court, outside the court, do you not?
I do. Yeah.
Do you have a man that you trust who has not entered the court or castle in some time?
I have a few names I can think of, yes.
Can I ask you to have them escort the Lady Marcoul and the letter? I will, of course, pay for their time.
I mean, I can't assure you that they'll accept the request, but I will give it a try.
Excellent. If you could please make that arrangement. Sneferu and Yancey, you are my most eloquent, one in jest and one in politics. Please help me with this letter. Elva, I need to speak with the Lady Myceli. Could you perhaps do introductions? And find her, make sure she doesn't leave.
Of course.
Dizem, I don't currently have a job for you in mind. Do you have anything that you can that comes to mind? Do you have any wants or desires to do in the court today?
Besides eating cheese.
There's no more cheese left. I've checked.
He ate a castle's
deeply
worth
sorry.
of cheese. Holy shit. You know, I believe it, honestly.
I don't have much going on right now. I'm kind of free. If you need me for anything.
All right. One
I
thing
work
I
on
wished to do in
poison.
the party before things turned sideways was to speak to a local lord, I believe, Baron of Bulia, our financial neighbor to the south. West? South. If you would perhaps find him for me and hold him from leaving, as I wish to perhaps make a deal to acquire some funds to help our efforts here.
I am great at keeping a conversation going.
I believe you. All right. Then come, we have much to do this evening. Everyone, ready? Break!
All right. Let's try to
I
knock
don't know
these
what I'm
out
looking
as
for.
quickly as we can. A point of order. Greg, you have already sent me the letter, yes?
I have, yes.
Okay.
Do you want it read for chat and viewers, or are we just gonna let it get sent?
You pull it up on
It's
screen.
kind of long, man.
I look at you.
Let's
You want us to
see.
like read off different sections all at the same time to get like the general gist of it?
Please don't.
Not that long.
It's not that long,
Not that long.
actually. I thought it was much longer than it was. Yeah, go for it.
Alright.
If someone wishes to speed through it.
My Lady Countess Mello, I am aware of the rift between my family and yourself. It was my hope that I would meet you with time to prove my worth and mend that rift. Circumstances are unkind, and now we must act together or see Livistio ruined. War is at our doorstep, and the kingdom is unprepared to answer. Come the great thaw, Njord will march on Leviston in an invasion meant to determine the dying king's heir. I need your help to ready us for this day. As you refuse to come to court, you are one of a small few I know I can trust. The Shapechanger has infiltrated my father's court and intends to assassinate the king as signal to begin the invasion. You must keep the contents of this letter our secret, and I ask you to be my agent outside the court. I cannot broach the issue of the coming war with the court, so I need you to ready the knights and lesser nobles to bring their men to the fight when the time comes. I know this is a challenging task given you cannot inform them of the coming invasion, so I have enclosed a writ of authority under my personal seal that you may utilize to this end. I also intend to procure funding for your efforts, though I will need time and pretense to do so. P.S. My trusted advisor, the Lady Elva, has heard that a blade honed on the battlefield can cut through many lies when it is turned towards the world of politics. As well, an excellent duelist makes for a superb dancer. Should the opportunity arise as we work together, they are excited to confirm both of these truths themselves. Crown Prince Glynis Marchette. And I seal that with my own personal crest, which I have fashioned in the image of our banner.
Sneferu, you have seen the Blade Guardian Marcoul. You will find them, catching them as they are lingering around towards the later half of evening. You don't know why they linger exactly, or why they are kind of looking like they're beating themselves up and acting stupid. But you pass this letter off, and they eye you suspiciously, with great suspicion, in fact.
Beyonce waves behind. Never. They served you wine. Yeah.
I assume this is your prince's response.
It is. It's most important that reaches only your lady's hands.
I see. It will be delivered. Though, whatever you have wrote, I doubt you will get... Well, I can only hazard a guess to see what my lady will respond with. Farewell.
Safe travels. And thank you for lingering for me.
It wasn't for you. She shakes as she heads on out.
Elva said you were cool.
Can we get a Felix's man with him, or is that like not gonna happen?
Felix's man with them?
Oh, we wanted Felix to.
I asked Felix to
help
find
escort.
someone from outside the court whom he trusted, who would take up the
Oh.
guarding the letter.
I
Just
forgot.
basically eyes on Marcool.
Good luck.
Yeah. Are we talking like someone visibly escorting?
Well,
person,
I guess
or-
that's up to you, Felix. If they're gonna like track them and not like visibly escort them, that sounds like it's very doable as well. But in my brain it was like, please, like, take this. In my brain, I was gonna eloquently put it like, I am sorry that I cannot make the journey myself, but I have this man that will, be your accompaniment on my behalf to make sure you have safe travels back to the Countess's lands, blah, 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 right? But, like,
Might
if
be
you have,
slightly
like, a
insulting.
hunter friend who's gonna, like, stalk them in the shadows, that sounds cool.
Because I have two ideas.
Uh-huh.
Like one implies someone that will accompany them visibly, and the other implies multiple person that will follow in the shadows. That might also, be visible to her, but not to threats.
Have
Is it all your
children following her
ex-girlfriends?
around?
I am
Yeah, what?
totally happy with either one, Felix. I trust you to come up with the right plan.
Okay, now yeah, I'll go with one of those two ideas. I will call upon a good friend, associate, someone I know, acquaintance maybe.
A stranger
I will
whose
call
names
upon
you know.
yeah, a stranger I know. That would be what's his name again? Brogard, the Green Bird, and that's a hunter. I've been talking to for a bit now. Someone I know, someone that is really good with the forest itself, and it's a dwarf of a strong stature that can be intimidating, but also know how to be discreet. I think it would be the best of both worlds in there to accompany our person.
I assume Glynis will send you out to go find this Brogar of the Green Bird, and give them a discreet task of following a certain Blade Guard Marcool out of the city and stalk them for several dozen miles back to the Countess's territory.
With great.
How much am I
good,
getting paid, man?
Appreciable pay. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
You work for the prince. You realize
You might work for
how
the
big the
prince,
reward
but
can
I
be?
don't.
How much money could I have just like sloughed off to Jeff in like a hurry to like make this happen? Like, what is the like petty
10
funds
gold?
the prince has access to?
Do we all just get paid?
Yeah, you guys all got paid except for the prince, who just sort of asks for money when he needs money. You can give him like 50 gold and just be like, handle this problem, Felix.
There, you've got 50 gold to make him happy with at your discretion.
Sure. Okay. So I will give him 20 goals.
Ooh la la.
But hold on. I'll give him 20, and I will say, if you manage to do the mission discreetly and efficiently, you will get the rest when you come back. Deal?
Okay.
Great.
This dwarf with the squirreliest but also most intimidating voices goes to hire a pony or a sled or something that makes sense to track this person down. This forester dwarf. A hill dwarf, if you will. Who's up next in our tasks? Is that Eleva and Myceli Wymark?
I guess so.
Eleva, it is still the night of the party. You will find the Wymark sister, I suppose she's best known as. She is the younger sister of the country's strongest warrior. That is how he is described. Tobin Wymark, a baron in the countryside, I believe at Fort Pike, which is your southwestern border, where he supposedly lives, lurks, and hunts as far away from the court as he can. She, however, is kind of a wallflower in many, many ways, looking extremely out of place here with actual nobles. For although she is of technical noble blood, she is non-inheriting and has not been raised to be like the head of a house. She is a trainee of essentially judges and magistrates.
You seem stressed, Lady Wymark. I assume parties are not quite your forte?
No, not particularly. Who are you?
She gives a deep curtsy. My name is Eleva. I am a close acquaintance of His Majesty the Prince.
I see. I was told I should speak with him by my aunt, the Judge Superior. Do you know where he is?
Oh, indeed. He bid me come find you and bring you to him.
Oh. That's convenient.
She sort of extends her hand.
She looks at your hand for a long moment. Give me an insight check.
Okay. Come on. Come on, insight. Natural one! Let's go! Let's...
Eleva, you get... You know, it's just for a flash, but like... Myceli damn near flinches when you offer her your hand. Whether she just clearly did not expect you to do this, or if it's like some sort of freaking trauma response, she like sees your hands, eye goes wide, and is like, Oh, okay. Can I not touch you, though?
And she will lower her hand, and of course, that's not quite necessary. And she sort of like gestures, just follow me.
Yeah.
Let's walk and talk, shall we?
My Selly will keep her fingers tightly knit around, or to her hands, essentially. As she is, like, essentially sucking in her gut, trying to maintain the most noble posture she can. It looks like she has had maybe a day and a half of prep of, like, dainty training to, like, meander through an actual castle and royal environment, and looks very much like a fish out of water. And is, like, hesitant and entirely nervous of making any sort of mistake. As you lead this young woman to the prince, who can be found drafting or sending out a letter.
Yes. I suppose I stop mid penning the letter, and I kind of like fold it over so it can't be seen, like the contents of, and lay down like quill and ink. And I try my best to put on the princeliest smile that I can. And I kind of see her looking nervous and glance up at Eleva, kind of questioning, like, are we okay? But I move on and say, my Lady Wymark, it is my honor to finally meet and chat with you. It was my intention that we meet under more favorable and enjoyable circumstances so that I might get to know you better. Please, sit. Let us have a small talk before my attention must turn to other matters.
Oh.
And as she sits, I like try to lean back, and I try to look as informal as possible, I suppose. And I say, my dear, I know that you are sent as perhaps a marriage candidate, and this may be the cause of your unease. I wish to tell you that I do desire to maintain a strong allyship with you and your family, and it was my desire that we become friends, as we will lead the country together in the future, but it is unfortunately not going to be as man and wife and king and queen.
Oh, thank goodness. Whew!
I am glad that you are relieved by that.
Immediately the regality drops as my Selly is like, praise the bear above, on top of their mountain, but your rejection has just cleared a shadow over my heart.
I am pleased to hear that I was able to lift that shadow.
Oh my goodness.
I would hate to have a bride that was unwilling or undesiring of the situation. My dear, if I'm... Apologies for formality.
I'm so sorry. Could you not call me my dear? It's
yes,
far too...
It's a bad habit I picked up from my mother. I apologize, sincerely.
Your mother, the queen?
Myself. Yes. Unfortunately, everyone is dear to her, and it's a very weird thing, and I say it too, and I need to stop, and I apologize. However, it's a southern thing, I think. Anyway, Mycelium, I am in need of meeting with your... Is it her father, or brother, the Baron?
Brother.
In meeting with your brother. Unfortunately, I cannot have him come to the castle. Can you perhaps help me set up a time to meet with him in your manor or in your lands sometime in the next month or so? I have much to discuss, and unfortunately, The matters of state are such that I cannot openly discuss them now here in the castle. I do so deeply apologize that I must immediately ask you a favor, but know that when the time comes in the future, I do wish to begin our relationship again, perhaps on a better foot.
Okay. That's a lot to unpack. My Sally states kind of casually now. So...
Yeah, it kind of is, isn't it?
So
I'm struggling with it myself.
Just to throw it back at you, I suppose. You want me to get in contact with my brother and ask him for a meeting with you.
If you could set up the time for me to meet him away from the castle.
Can I be... Well, you're very familiar with me. Can I be familiar with you for a moment?
Please, I hope so.
Okay, my brother's a lunatic. I ask you what you hope to gain from him before I send you to your death.
I take a long sigh, and I look at her, and I say, do you think you could survive a moonbeam?
Definitely not. I have 4 hit points. She tells me. I am a civilian commoner NPC stat block, she tells you.
Marcelli, I thank you for that. The matters of state are such that I need allies outside of the castle. Your family first among them. If not your brother, are you perhaps the most reasonable among your family?
She starts giving a dry laugh. No, but I am the only reasonable one you can get in contact with. For sure. My aunt, who works here, is in love with the law, which I'm sure you can understand is insane. And my brother is known as the Devout as a pejorative, for he wants to become a grizzly bear. And has been LARPing in the woods as such for the past, I want to say, since he was 6 years old. And I'm his younger sister. He's been doing this before I was born. I have not been in a room with him because he refuses to go indoors.
I see. You have unfortunately put me in an interesting situation. Elva, could you please close the door?
Am I gonna get murdered? Just
I assure you that my intentions are not violent or in any way antagonistic towards you. I apologize deeply once more. When this is over, I will be in your debt, I promise. And I look to Yancey and Sneferu and Elva Dizem's out small talking a Baron. I don't know if Felix has returned yet or not with his dwarf companion.
Probably not.
But I look to everyone as probably not. Okay. I look to my assembled companions and I say, I am in a position where I am forced to trust some in this castle. I need a vote from the 3 of you. How do we proceed with the Lady Wymark?
I don't think she's involved in shit.
We take a chance with Lady Wymark.
Oh no.
Do you want to? Could you give her some silver to hold or something? Would that make you feel better?
Little gnomish Snefru will get near Wymark, but not too close.
Nervousness. You cannot fake such nervousness and genuine relief.
Hey, do you think I'm funny?
Do I think you're funny?
Yeah.
I don't know who you are.
Great. All right, you can trust her.
All right.
What?
I sit back and like deflate a little bit, and I say, "My lady, it has come to my attention that there is a shapeshifter that has infiltrated the court of my father. It has its intention to murder my father as the signal to begin a Neordic invasion of the country. You understand, I am sure, my inability to broach this with much of the court, and need for allies who have not set foot inside of it. I need the people to be ready when the time comes, and I need time to sort out this shapeshifter problem. Your family is our strongest allies, and one of the most powerful of the nation, and I need your help. Since your brother is a lunatic, as you describe,
Insane, yeah.
and your aunt is often in the castle walls, I fear that I must go out on a limb and trust you here and now. Can you help me gather?
Do you
the
have a chair? She
band?
asks. I need to sit, or I'm
Is
going
she
to
sitting
faint.
in one?
I
like-
I pull up a chair for her.
Okay, she just sort of like falls heavily on it.
I
Your
understand
Highness-
this is a lot.
You have just... You are claiming there's a conspiracy of murder to kill... This is regicide you were speaking of, correct?
Correct.
Have you alerted the proper authorities, such as your father?
This is what
There is a shapeshifter inside the court itself. I need to be certain that I am not bringing in people who could be the shapeshifter and alert them to the problems. You see why I was so hesitant to be forthright with you immediately, and my desire to speak with those outside of the castle walls.
What's her first name?
My
Myself.
Sally.
My Sally. Okay, my Sally. Can I call you my Sally?
No,
Gonzalo gets
I
down
don't know
on, like,
you!
one knee right next to the chair.
Follow
This
the
is my
prince's
cousin.
behavior! What is wrong with you?
God, no, my Sally. Listen. All right, I understand this is a lot, and you're feeling a little overwhelmed over all this attention and everything like that. Okay. But I need you to understand that you are in a position as someone who is virtually untouched by let's call it bullshit. Let's be frank with each other right now. Just the bullshit that is the court. All right, I want you to imagine for a moment that we do what we're supposed to do, and we tell the king, and the king tells his trusted advisor, and his trusted advisor is the one that sent her to kill him. And oh damn, king's dead. Because we
just
want
tell the king.
right? Don't we just not want that? We want him to be safe.
I
I
think
know
we
that
we
you-
do plan to tell the king eventually.
We're gonna have to probably moonbeam him first, but
You're gonna murder your father
Unfortunately-
to see if he's a shapeshifter?
I show her like the burns on my arm, and I'm
Oh
like,
my
We
god,
can't
what
be
just
believe you.
happened?
suspicious about these things.
I say,
Just imagine
The-
you're looking at someone that you've known for 10 years and maybe they're not even that person.
the king,
Devastating.
my father, and his court are well known through the land, and I'm
And
sure
you're
you've
not.
heard this from your aunt, to be loose of lip and liberal of information.
Or maybe you
I
don't
have
have that
been
relationship.
counseled-
With her. That's okay.
Repeatedly by those I am in a position of trust to avoid bringing my father and his council in without proper care and guidance. We will, of course, alert the king when it is proper, but I need to be prepared first.
Put things bluntly, the king is incapable of keeping a secret. Do you at least understand the imperative
Didn't hear
this
that.
remains a
I'm
secret?
not listening. She just says as soon as you say that, Elva. Why are you saying that? Don't say that.
Melissa, do you love the king?
It doesn't matter. It's legally.
Are you loyal to the king?
Of course I'm loyal to the king.
You want him to be alive? You want him to live?
Yes, but
You're gonna help his son then, because his son loves him and wants him to live.
I apologize for my cousin's aggression.
Well, I'm right.
He is doing his best to help, and I do believe is in.
I'm third in line. I don't want to be king.
Your Highness, I'm going to be blunt with you. I feel dogpiled, I believe is the correct term.
I
Water?
apologize.
Do you want a tea? Do you want a wine?
I would like to speak with His Highness in private, rather than...
Unless...
Will you please guard the door then?
I
hear
open the
what he
door
has to
and
say.
stare at everyone else.
Don't kill him. I'll know
How
it's
could
you.
kill him? What's wrong with you all?
Yeah.
Now is not the time for your jokes. The lady
That was
is
not a
back.
joke. See, this is the problem with being a jokester. No one ever knows when I'm being serious anymore.
I think this is where me and Yonsei go to deliver the letter.
First of all, Henrietta, you just hit me real hard, because that was my entire childhood. No one knew when to take me serious. So first of all, how dare you? Second of all, get out of the room. No, Elva, Snefru, and Yonsei, do you leave the room?
Yep.
You close
Absolutely.
the door and guard it so that, presumably, if the prince does get murdered by the shape changer, Myceli definitely is not. They won't.
Yeah,
be
Yancey's
able
got
to.
their ear up to the door already. It's just like,
Yeah, in a low voice, Myceli, Your Highness, I don't know who is advising you, and I would not dare hazard a guess. But what you're going about, what you are suggesting and implying through your words, is incredibly unwise. You are taking matters into your own hands and not alerting as many people as possible to an assassination threat against your father. If your father is assassinated and you have knowledge and had knowledge prior to it, you could be considered culpable. You need to alert your father of an impending threat. I don't know where you gained this information from of war and murders and shape changers and moonbeams. And honestly, I am terrified for my own life here because I feel like now I'm a loose end and either a shape changer is going to murder me and take my form and use me against you later, or you're going to kill me in some way, shape, or form because I'm a loose end for you now.
oh my god, this girl is so smart. I told you.
I feel in an impossible situation, Lady Mark. I am certain of the veracity of what I have been told, as it has aligned directly with my own suspicions and the evidence of many happenstances within the castle. It also comes from a source that I know many would seem as untrustworthy, but I believe in their words. And if any were to know and have reason to warn us, it would be them. And I understand that keeping this from the court is potentially an act of treason, but I see no way of stopping the threat without keeping the secret. If I allow the secret out, then I have lost whatever advantage may be had in finding this shapeshifter, and I will be at a loss of allies until the end of this ordeal. If I keep it, and I fail, it may be my life. But I would rather give my life for the chance to keep the kingdom whole and to see us through this, then to give the shapeshifter and the Njord exactly what they desire. I will swear to you, and I kneel a little
She's
bit.
crying. She
like,
is outright crying
on my
in front
honor.
of you, Glynis.
I kneel my honor. I swear to you
She's
that I
crying.
will not harm you or order the harm to you or yours,
Sounds like he's me.
regardless of your support or lack thereof.
A marriage proposal.
If you wish to forget this meeting ever happened and leave, then you are free to do so. But I am in need of support and allies, and I have taken the risk on you. For I see a woman clever, smart, and capable in front of me. And then she turns into a shadow beast and eats me, right?
Glynis, I need you to make the very best persuasion check you can in this moment.
Okay.
I need it. You need it.
You convince this very sensible woman of your bad idea.
Very much so.
That's a 16.
A 16 is fairly good.
If only Yonsei had inspired you.
Yonsei is pissed at me right now. I don't think they're in the inspiring mood.
No.
But what if?
What if though? Think about it. Just think about it. Like, damn, maybe I shouldn't upset my cousin next time.
I didn't want to upset you. You're very
You're yelling
upsettable.
through the door. Just
All
having
I
an
did was
arc
ask
and-
you to jump into a scathing hot moonbeam. I don't know.
Myceli Weimark is actually literally shaking and crying in front of you, Glynis.
She's shaking.
I guess I would attempt to comfort her, right? Like, I don't give her a hug or anything because that's probably too formal for a girl that was just very scared of being married. But I'll do that thing that your mom does when you're sick and rub the
Please don't
upper,
touch me.
side of your back.
Please don't do it.
Okay.
She's saying not to touch me. I think he's trying to give her a hug.
I am. You're gonna get me killed. I'm going to die for my country.
She's
Oh,
willing to die for the country.
Your Highness. There is a internal deep breath this person takes as they stare at you with the stalwart eyes of someone truly loyal to their country, of a true follower of all things good and law-abiding in this world. A officer of the court, even if it's essentially just a clerk. You know, they swear an oath to do what is right and true in the name of the kingdom. Your Highness, by you telling me these things, if your father remains unwarned, and if he dies, you are not just going to be risking yourself, or your henchman, and the threatening one, with her weird, lusty, murderous eyes.
Lusty.
Yes, that Yonsei fellow, I believe, is what you called your cousin. I sense death
they
around
are-
them.
Specifically. This is
They're an
unbelievable.
intense but acquired taste.
You call me intense.
I worry
That's a compliment.
for the future of this kingdom, if this is the direction you wish to take, Your Highness. I don't know who advised you, but they have been giving you the wrong advice.
We're stupid.
You need to tell your father this. You need to. If you don't,
Such a goody two-shoes.
I will have to. Or you will have to kill me to stop him from knowing this. I am
She said we
sorry,
need to
I am
kill
giving
her.
you this ultimatum, but I will
However,
not
get
be
your knife.
executed for treason, nor do I wish to be murdered by either my crown prince or a shape-shifting spirit walker who is coming to kill us all.
Very well. You have my oath that you will not be harmed here. Would you please stay with me? Yancey, I'm sure you're listening.
No.
Would you please have Eleva and yourself bring the king to these chambers?
Oh, I got you, baby. I'll tell him that we're getting married right now. Let's go.
No.
I'm gone.
you're-
Bye.
You're getting married
Maybe
to
my-
your cousin?
No,
Congratulations,
it is,
Your Highness.
You know, yes, that's what's happening.
She is like sobbing and laughing in hysterics, thinking she's about to get executed.
Is Eleva aware of any concoction of herbs and drugs that can fucking wipe this out of her memory? Just whole night, just fucking gone.
There is. It's poison.
It's called
I
just
just
killed
killed
them.
poison her, but I
It's
guess I
she'll
thought it
just
was
die.
Okay, no, listen, Eleva. All right, I think this is great. Okay, I couldn't talk any sense into the prince. She talks some sense into the prince. Fantastic. Okay, I
If-
think the worst thing you could do in an assassin hunt is to tell no one, because then the assassin continues to have the upper hand of no one knowing about them, except for
I
you know.
think that this is a delicate situation, which we are now hitting with a sledgehammer.
You know, sometimes if you handle a delicate situation delicately, you don't do a good enough job, and it just kind of falls apart.
You can
You need to change the
always.
situation.
You can't put the cat back in the bag. That's the entire expression.
But what if
Cat's
you
out
need
of
to
the
catch a
bag.
mouse?
Well, I think this is a golden opportunity to tell the king, and in private.
I think so too, and I think that if we use the marriage thing as a way to get the king away, no one's gonna suspect anything weird's going on. They're just gonna think I'm being really dumb and I'll pull a prank on the king or something. And then
That
they
you
think,
might give him a heart attack.
If
Yeah,
you
I could-
tell
yeah.
him I want him to meet my future wife, he might actually come.
exactly, yeah. Yonsei knows what they're doing.
It seems I have no choice.
Yonsei can get
in
someone
this
into a room.
situation.
Yonsei can do it. I got this.
Yonsei and
We're telling the
Elva,
king.
I believe you sent. You two will go down the stairs into the hall, where you will see Daizum having a conversation with a baron from another country who is unliked, terrible company, a true scumbag, seems to be richer than God or acts like it. And he is just chatting up Daizum. Daizum, I need you to make me an intelligence saving throw against this man who is blabbering and blathering at you with such intensity, you're getting stun-locked in a conversation over and over again.
I'm not a smart man.
Daizum, you have been trying to talk to this guy about the prince's wishes for like 25 minutes. He has not stopped talking once. You haven't been able to get a word in edgewise. He knows your name. He knows you're stealing cheese. He asks you if you want to move to his territory.
Okay.
He'll let you preach whatever you want. He's selling you. He wants you, and you're like trying to find a way of refusing him. But he knows you intrinsically. He wants you. He is trying to touch your tentacles. He thinks they're great. He thinks they're nice. He wants you. He sees your 4 eyes, and he's locked in on all 4. He's gone cross-eyed. This is this man.
I'm sorry, but there's only one man who's given me the beautiful compliments about my eyes and the rest of my tentacly body,
Kiss
and
me,
that is
baby.
the Prince of Livistio.
Oh. Is he giving you something I can't?
That's a great question. What does he give me? I mean, realistically,
Are you just a convenience to him because you cast spells?
Stop being a whore, Dyson.
Look, baby. I mean, excuse me. Your honorable holiness. I'm sure you're a great cleric of some beautiful goddess.
I'm not a priest.
I'm not a priest.
Yes.
But you could be.
A church.
I'm gonna get you a shawl. I'm gonna set you up with the chapel. I'm gonna take all your worries away. Just give me a chance.
You want a sugar daddy, Dyson?
This man's whispering all the sweet nothingness into my word that I've been desiring. But there's one thing I do have. Is a concussion for being thrown through that door.
I have so many servants who can throw you into furniture if that's your thing, man.
But are any of your services a prince?
No. Unfortunately, my crown was taken away back 2 generations past when my grandfather was the Doge of Bolia. Unfortunately, I must earn my crown back. But if you help me, Dyson, with your poisons, your miracles, your tentacles, you can make me a prince. No, a king. What do you say, Dyson? A equal partnership? I scratch your tentacles go where the sun don't shine.
Jesus.
I'm unmarried. Or rather, my wife's into it. We're looking for a third, Dyson. Are you interested?
That's a lot to take in right now.
I'm being incredibly forward. Maybe you're against it, but you don't seem to be.
Live San Francisco? Good God.
Elva, Yonsei, you come to this scene, and now you two are stunlocked for a moment. You
Just to be entirely clear,
you need to rescue Dyson.
No, I have an idea. I have a plan.
He's only hot for octopuses. Dyson, let's go.
I'm hot for anything and anyone. How you doing? Yes, you.
Get out of here!
I'm getting married. Leave me alone.
You two get out of here.
So Dyson jumps on the
some
grenade.
tiefling champion around here. I want to meet that guy.
Actually, I know him.
Just by the way,
Elva's get out of here, Elva. Run!
Elva's not there.
Aren't you going? Aren't you
Where did
going
Elva
with...
go, Diggy? Tell us.
No, I've been trying to say.
Oh my God, this entire time, poor Diggy.
No, Elva's there now. We've declared she. She doesn't like it when Lord Toronto starts hitting on the squid dragonborn.
God damn it.
Oh my gosh.
Get it together, Diggy.
Dyson, you gotta run. There's more cheese in the kitchen. Go.
There's no more cheese. I've checked.
I promise. I promise.
I ate all of it.
Tell the chef that you're my favorite.
Alright, this is getting a bit too funny for me. What do you want? What? What's going on? Now 2 servants of the prince. Does the prince wish to meet with me?
I'm not here for you, actually. You're not important to me.
Wow. But I could be.
Yonsei leaves.
Isn't that so rude of them?
Quite rude, yes.
Don't you hate when, like, you know, some people treat you really poorly?
I actually love the chase. It's quite possibly my favorite thing.
Well, there's someone who's currently trying to chase you down.
Ooh, who?
The very prince himself wants to have a few words with you.
Where is this young man?
He'll come and seek you out when the time's right, but I have to keep eyes on you.
Go play hide and seek.
Ooh, I do love being held and waiting. He will give you his room number and address of where he's staying in the city.
Great.
Come meet me in the morning or late at night. I don't care.
I'll surprise you.
Oh, I love
wait.
a good old surprise.
If I go there and you're not there, there's gonna be some punishments.
Oh, now you're definitely talking my language, mister. Toronto, 100% into it. Dyson, you see
so good.
Yonsei heading for the king. Toronto immediately uses that distraction to go hassle other people, specifically of this court, who seem to view him
so
with
good at my
disgust
job.
and hatred.
Hey man, you got his room number.
No one else.
Doesn't
no one
seem
else
like
in
it
this
was that
group-
hard.
No one else in this group could have done what I did.
Dizem has charisma.
Okay, he
More like-
offered everything
more
I could
like
ever want.
Dirism.
Oh!
Dyson
Oh,
has no cheese, which makes him a sad dragonborn.
Okay, quickly for positioning's sake, Felix has gone out essentially into town to go hire a dwarf with 50 gold to stalk a member of the Red Blades retinue. Elva is
I'm gonna be really upset about this.
in the fog. Where's Elva?
Eliva's waiting outside the room still. She is refusing to be a party to telling the king, but also does not want to leave the prince's side.
Understood. Dizem is now with Yonsei. Snefru is where?
I thought I was going with Yonsei, but I think I'm just with Eleva, keeping guard.
Okay. And, of course, Glynis is trapped in a room with someone he's definitely not holding hostage in this moment. Got it.
Definitely.
For sure. 100%.
Totally.
Yonsei and Dizem, you go to the king. The king looks at Yonsei. Oh no.
Hey, Uncle Father. No, okay, no, don't be upset. All right, I promise I have great news. Okay.
Yonsei, if I may, I think
No.
I can perfectly handle
Please.
this situation.
I really
I'll
don't
let you.
want
I'll
you
let
to.
you go first. You go first. I'll go second. We can,
I feel like
do...
maybe you should go, maybe talk to Snefru and Elva.
I
Because
got
things is
sexually harassed by a man in the hallway for 10 minutes. Okay.
Snefru can make you feel better about
You
it.
look
I
at, like,
promise
the
he's great to
9
talk
other
to.
guests the king has seen, and he just, like, claps his hands. Please act with dignity. I know it's late.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Family matter. Okay. Gilly doesn't want to announce it to everyone yet, okay? But he met this really cool lady, and he likes her a lot, and he wants you to meet her.
Oh no,
As,
I
like,
have
a
to save my
respected-
son.
I
He
know,
immediately
I
stands
know.
up. Begins
alone in
to
the room with a
waddle
woman.
after Yonsei. The bodyguard is like, what the fuck is happening? Now I'm part of
It's
this
okay,
too.
it's okay, it's okay.
Wait, was I supposed
family
to
matter, family matter,
Was I supposed to distract the bodyguard? So
family
it's only the
emergency.
king?
Uh,
What am I supposed
Dyson,
to
you
do
know
here?
doing that would be a futile error and your last mistake.
Okay.
Alright,
Well, I was doing the job, but I
Yonsei
did it.
escorts the king, basically.
Yes.
To-
Bryce
to-
Bronson.
the entire time, by the way,
I'm sorry?
selling the story. The entire time, by
Understood.
the way, like selling the story about the wife.
Who is this woman?
They're
Who
talking
is
about
this
getting married
temptress?
already? She wants 7 kids?
My boy doesn't have that in him. He's
He doesn't got that dog in him.
Wow, Baron knows a lot about the pulp in that juice, huh?
no, this is your father speaking.
Your
Oh,
father-
okay.
If he's my son, he doesn't have it in him. I would know. The king states.
She's
He's
gonna
partially
bleed him dry,
drunk.
sir.
Let's be real. He's been literally drinking essentially all afternoon and night. Baron Bryce Bronson just like toodles you guys. Yonsei and Dyson will see Sephron Malrot essentially having materialized there for all you guys know. But you all head into this room where the king will see Snefru and, oh, I should summon my wizard, shouldn't I? Oh, Hannigan! He
Father,
just says
please.
it.
I think this is a father-son conversation.
Oh, Hannigan's
Father,
beginning to
please.
phase out of the wall, hears that, and just goes back in through her illusion.
Yeah.
Okay, family comes first. Right, let's go meet this temptress.
Family son conversation. He needs his dad right now.
The door
Go be a
gets
dad.
opened. Glynis, what is your immediate reaction as you see your partially drunk father enter this room, immediately see a crying girl, and is like, she's not pregnant, is she? As his first initial response.
I say, Father,
I close the door.
Please say we have much to discuss. And I look to Sir Morrison, and I look at him with like as much like compassion as I can well up, and I say, please, sir, if I could have just a moment alone with my father. I promise you he is in no danger here.
You have to give me another persuasion check, because there's a very real part of him who does not want to be in this conversation, but much like how Felix would be glued to your side in a moment like this, so too would he. Unless he's ordered directly away by the king. I suppose you could ask your father.
Could I perhaps get, like, help from the crying, like, emotionally damaged young woman in the chair?
Of course, yes.
Okay,
yes, you can.
Alright. It's a 19.
Your liege, all you must do is call for me, and I will cut down everyone in my path. The king is like, Morrison, that's so threatening and specific. He takes a seat, stumbling over. Oh my goodness, where is Bronson? Oh, my head. Who is this woman? He asks myself, who's crying still.
This is the lady Myceli Wemark, and it has...
Your Highness!
It has become imperative that we have a conversation, and I wish
May I
hear...
take the lady away real fast?
Elva,
I
would request that the lady stay, so that she may bear witness to my true intentions.
Are we here for this?
No,
you want us
you're
to
not
close
here.
the door so it's just like a private moment?
Okay,
Where's
yeah,
Ghost?
we're not here for this. We're standing in the hallway with the
You're
king's
all-
champion staring
7
us down.
people are in this hallway.
If I asked all of you to come join me in this conversation, then the champion would want to come in too, and I don't want the champion in the room. So if you can find a way to come in without the champion, then by all means, please do. But
Let's, like,
I
strike up
think the only
conversation
way I
together.
can keep him out is to ask for like privacy with my father under the
I will
guise
say-
of like some kind of emotional
Now
romantic
that
baggage.
now I've remembered, Beyonce will, like, as they're leaving, clap the prince on the back, give him that inspiration of, you got this. I believe in you.
Thank you.
Finally remembering that I could do that.
I think
And then,
Sneffer
and then leave you alone.
will
Let's
try
hear
to
it,
distract the
Glynis.
bodyguard.
Your father, half drunk, in your mind, a giant inept asshole, will hear you out.
Father, I apologize that this must happen at this hour and under these conditions, but my hand is forced, and we must have a long conversation. I have been given information that I trust from both my uncle Numolia Zwan, as well
Yeah,
as
I remember him.
Yes, I'm glad. As well as my new acquaintances, the prince and princess Vidal and Amelia.
The Niord
Elisa.
Elisa, thank you.
delegates or emissaries or whatever they're called.
They are prince and princess of Niord.
Oh, son, that doesn't mean anything for them.
Fair. I know that you would not approve of them. However, the information that we have is dire.
No, I mean when their father does not
dead.
recognize any of his children. Like I
I am
recognize
aware
you.
of this. Father, may I speak?
Yes.
And I know that you all want to interrupt, but I need you to clear your mind and listen well. There is a shapeshifter that has infiltrated our court, as both confirmed by my uncle and the prince and princess. Their intention is to assassinate you. I have been taking aim as best I can to ensure that this does not happen, but as the Lady Wymark has made it clear, they can no longer be kept from you. Further, the dying king of Njord intends to have a contest for his heirs to see who is worthy of the throne. He will send them against our country to gather glory and proclaim themselves heir. This is to coincide with your death. Your assassination, come the great thaw, will be the signal for the invasion to begin. I needed, as best I could, to get as few people aware of this as possible to maintain our advantage over what information we have. And now, hopefully, neither of you turn into a shadow beast and rip my head off. And I look between the two of them. And I give him a rundown of Gunnar is missing. He didn't tell me what he should have. He didn't go through the proper channels. He's MIA. I go through Uncle coming to the kingdom, asking for the ability to hunt for demons, because he had information that one was in the court, and he was looking for it. I tell him all the details that we got from the prince and princess. I spare none. I'm gonna overload this man with information to make sure he's taking it seriously. And I tell him about the letter I wrote and my request for my celly. And I lay it bare because at this point I can't play double hide and seek, I guess. If my celly was unconvinced when we took that chance, I'm not gonna kill her. So I lay everything truthfully of the actions we've taken so far. I narrate over a long period of time to this gradually sobering king.
Yeah. At one point, Felix will come back and also join the hallway gang. To report back on his stuff.
Stop.
Felix, you just come to a scene of your 4 companions plus Sir Morrison, who's in theory one day you will replace. Maybe, if that's the career path you chose, as a royal knight. He eyes you through a helmet that he seems to be wearing. Or rather, rarely takes off when he is with the king. Felix, what's your initial reaction to the hallway, real quick, now that you're here?
Well, first I'll quickly make a move of the head for the royal guard, just because out of respect. And I'll join the group, seeing as how everyone is grouped here. I notice that Glynis is not here, so I look at the other.
They're having a family meeting.
I believe he's telling the king. All right.
He's telling the king right now.
Great.
Yeah.
Would someone like to explain this to me? Morrison asks.
It's a very delicate matter. Can I get you some wine?
No.
We're out of cheese.
No.
Do you
I believe
want to
it's-
hold this piece of silver really quick?
No. He's
He's like
King
skin
will
to skin.
inform you if he touches us.
Well, that's it. That's kind of the problems we're going through
Yeah.
right
You
now.
found him. You found the spirit
What's your armor
monster.
made out of?
Your momium. God. Now, we jump back to such a childish response. Oh, excuse me.
Fucking
After
got me.
you are
Good
done,
God.
the king will wait in silence, thinking, mulling it over. He has sobered up after the tales of, well, just your information that you have gathered, I suppose. He will hold a hand up to his head and eyes, and in the most exhausted voice, he will tap my Selly on the leg, who is quieted down in this moment of calm, and say, "You can go now. Go home. Talk with your aunt. She will come visit me in the morning. It's going to be okay." And hearing the king say this does calm my Selly down. But then she looks to you real quick to see if she's really going to be allowed to leave, because she still thinks she's being held captive.
I tried my best reassuring smile. I put all my 22-year-old Riz behind it. Like,
Your
you're good.
charisma.
Yeah.
She will stand up on shaky legs and then flee from the room in a, at first, reserved fashion, and then in a, when she literally sees a hallway filled with people and armed men, she will look back to the room. And the king
Bye,
will
Melissa.
say, "Let her through."
So I'm just like scooch up to the wall as much as possible. Drag my tail out of the way.
You've been great, Melissa. See you around.
That's not my name.
It's not a threat. I'm sorry. It came out threatening. Bye.
The door then closes as the king gets up to close it behind him. And he will lock the door and turn to you slowly. He will come back to his chair, clearly going through several thoughts and truly thinking about what he is going to say to you, Glynis. What is Glynis's facial expression in this moment? What is he thinking about? Or
Composed.
he's composed.
Glynis is used to his father's long pauses and thoughtful manner, and Glynis has had time to prepare himself for this moment in the waiting between sending Yancey away and now just gathering and guarding his own emotions. I think inside there's a little bit of nervousness that not necessarily, I don't think Glynis cares what the king says to him. Glynis is certain that what he's done is as correct as could be, given the circumstances, but he is worried that the one thing that he has been told by 5 different people not to do in tell the king something has been done, right? He's nervous that whatever is going to happen is now out of his control. But on the outside, elven stoicism, he's calm and collected and just waiting patiently for his father's response.
John changes the music. Glynis, I have been a king for as long as you have been alive, plus 9 months. I want you to understand that this will not be the first time someone has come for my life. Shapeshifters, be damned. I am protected. Not just by Sir Morrison, who guards my body. He lets out a scoff. I am proud of you for bringing this to my attention. I'm hoping, I'm desperately hoping, that you did this of your own volition, and not out of counsel for your friends, who I suspect Felix, honorable and loyal as he is, would have told you to tell me. Yonsei, no, definitely not. There's no way in hell Yonsei would ever advise you to come to my side and warn me. Snefru, maybe. He seems like he wishes to hold tightly to your coattails, so that you will free him of the curse that is Brimland and its oppressive magical government. As to Eleva, I can only suspect that she is likely hoping that this shape changer pulls out the, I believe the kids say, W. I want you to understand that I cannot tell you why I am so assured in my own security. And to your Gunner, or to Uncle Gunner, I do not know where he is, but I have absolute faith that he will be returning here, if not tonight, then the night after, and if not that night, then the night after that. Son, I am so very proud that you took steps and you've put faith in me. And war will come to our country. It is a miracle, divine providence, that it has not for the past 20 years under my leadership. But no king rules forever, despite what the maniac to our north believes is possible. I want you to continue to act as though you have not told me of this assassin. And when he triggers our security measures and gets himself killed, we will have our own pretense to go to war.
I understand. I will.
Glynis, we are kind of running out of time because I do have to get going here in just a few minutes. However, I want to hammer home the point that you need no insight check to see a glimmer of darkness in your father's eyes. And although you are very used to his smiling and bumbling attitude, a performative dance that he does to ensure everyone is sort of underestimating him, there is a look of stalwart resolve that only a man who has run a country for 20 years can make. I am glad that you are now on the path of a king, my boy. For now you will have a true purpose. And he will
I nod and
grab your head, kiss you on your forehead. And if I find out you're fucking Toronto, we are going to be having another talk. He states, I don't know what your squid man was doing with him, but my god, will we not have that in this house?
I'm sure that as part of my discussion, the plan was to acquire funds from him in some way.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
He is aware that I was going to meet with Toronto to try to get money on the DL so that, like, I could do what I needed to do.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that.
No,
Pouring
Glennis says he
yourself
lays
out.
everything out.
He just knows we're going to show up there late at night.
No, Toronto doesn't know that. But
Do
Yeah,
not
no, he-
take that man's money. It is drenched in blood. And I want you to think about my words over what must feel like in a week. When next time we play. Guys, thank you so much for joining us in the Ordeals of Livistio. But I do have to get going. I will be posting experience points in the chat after I get through, or if I remember tomorrow. But we are doing a hard outro. Say goodbye, everyone.
I
Bye.
Hey,
Bye.
I
Take
ate
care.
way too much cheese.
Don't die.
we told